to support marking the first foundation in Malaysian SNR is support and resistance. So marking our support or any key level at all, always make sure you use this rule. All key levels are marked on the close of the candle. So when you're marking your support should be, support is when you have two candles, two opposite candles, black, red and green, the bearish or bullish candle. Now we have a bearish candle here and we have a bullish candle here. Since we are marking our support should be on the close of the red candle, which is this one. Now, why is marking the candles on the close very important? Because most times when you open your chart, you might get a gap or a distance, the market move opening not at the point it's supposed to have opened. Like you see a market open like this is red, ending here. The market started here and closed here. And the next candle was supposed to start here. Sometimes you see in your broker in trading view that the candle might jump and open here. So when you see something like this, you shouldn't be confused. You still mark it on the close of the negative candle. Now, what if the candle opens like this with a jump like this? You still mark it. This is still your support. You still mark it at the close of the bearish candle. Now, moving over to our resistance. Moving over, I know this is very simple. This is the simplest part, but we have to. Are you guys hearing me? Are you guys hearing me? I need a confirmation on the text. Are you guys hearing me? Very well. Is everybody hearing me? Okay, okay. Now, starting with the resistance, I know this part is very simple, but for the sake of those that are coming from ICT, every kind of other type of strategy that have not learned anything about Malaysian SNR before, that is why I'm starting from the beginning to teach everything. Now, resistance. Let's go into resistance. Resistance is the same thing. When we have two candles of different color, we have the green candle and we also have the red candle. It mustn't be red, it mustn't be green, depending on the color of chart you're using. So I can just simply say when we have candles of different movement, the bullish and bearish candle. So here we have a bearish candle, we have a bearish candle here, and we also have a bullish candle here. Now, this top is going to be our resistance. This top here is going to be our resistance. Even if this resistance has a long wick, later this long wick will be very important when we get into the advanced part of the class. These wicks are very, very important. We don't joke with them. These are the wicks that enables us to get low stop loss pips and a very high RR. So now, when we have wick like this, when marking our resistance, the wick at this point don't really matter. It doesn't matter. What really matters is the body, the close of the green candle. The close of the green candle. Okay, let me give some people access to the class. Okay, for those that don't have access, just send request, then I'll approve it. Unable to join the live, okay. Just send the request, then I'll approve you for those that have not joined. So when we have the candle of two different colors, we have the resistance. What you do, you mark your line on the close of the green candle. So when you mark it on the close of the green candle, even if you have a candle opening like this and the next bearish candle opens like this with a jump or open with a gap, this is not going to confuse you on where to draw your line because you know already that you're drawing your line on the close. Now, why do we say on the close? Because this other candle opens here, green opens here and closes here. This was where green opened and closes above. So that's where you're going to mark your line. Let me send invite link again to those that didn't join early. All right, a new link has been sent. You can join with that link now. Okay, so now we've been able to mark our resistance here. So even if this candle opens at the top here or opens below here, we still know that since we are marking for the close, on the close of the candle, we just mark it here. It doesn't matter if this candle opened with a jump below or with a jump above, we know that we are still marking here. Now, when you know how to master this marking, now when some people are jumping to other, try to confirm how to pick a trade from different brokers because they are seeing a jump here, they are not seeing where the support and resistance is aligning, you already know that you're marking it on the close of the candle. For those that are just joining now, after the class, you can rewatch the video from the beginning so you can pick up with what we said in the beginning of the video. We didn't really say much actually. So after the support and resistance, which is very easy, but this week is very important when trading Malaysian SNR. This week here, the week, whenever you see a week, is very, very important. Both the week above and the weeks below, very important. We'll get into that when we go into the advanced. But for now, we are trying to learn how to identify that. Then after learning support and resistance, another support and resistance, we learn again is SBR. Let's finish with SBR and RBS before we go into the chart. Now, SBR simply means when we have like something like this. At this point, this is a support. We've learned what is a support and resistance. Like this place here is a support. This is a support. So if the candle breaks this support, immediately break this support, this area is now our support becomes resistance, which is our SBR, support becomes resistance. Now, what do we expect from the market? We expect that when this market is retracing, it should come back to this point, give us entry here, then pull back. I know in most of my videos, you've been hearing draw on liquidity, draw on liquidity. So whenever the market comes and tap us in any of our key level, the area where the market was coming from is going to be our next draw on liquidity. So we'll be expecting the market to come down and take out the liquidity below here. And also know that trading Malaysian SNR, we don't need liquidity. You don't need inducement. I know a lot of people have been trying to use inducement, liquidity, and the rest. You don't need liquidity, you don't need inducement. You don't even need SMC for this. All right. So for RBS, it's the same thing. We have this market formed a resistance above this point, and later market broke the resistance. This now becomes RBS, which simply means resistance becomes support. So the next thing we expect is for the market to come here, give us an entry around this level, and up we go. So now we are going to see these things in the real chart. So going into the real chart, we have this black and we have this white. So below is our support. This area here now is our support. I know for those coming from ICT and the other strategies, you were taught that before you get a pullback, you must have something like this. Different candles coming down like this, that this is a pullback. Yeah, it's valid for those strategies. But in Malaysian SNR, when you have just two negative candles, two opposite candles, you have your support and you also have your resistance. Like this one here, this below here would be our support. Above this place will be our resistance. That's how it is on Malaysian SNR. Now we also have this other place here again, which is our support. We have the black, we have the black, we have the white. So where are we going to draw our support line? It's going to be on the close of the candle. And among these two candles, which of them have a close? Is the black one, because this is the close. We're drawing our support line below the candles. Support lines are always below the candle. Resistance lines are always above the candle. So since we are drawing our support line below the candle, what do? The close of the candle that has a close below is what we are going to, where we are going to mark our support line, which is this black closes below here. That's our support line. The same thing with resistance. We have these two opposite candles. This is white, this is black, this is bullish and bearish candle, depending on the color you're using. Okay, admit another user. Okay, so depending on the color that you're using. So if you're using any color at all, the bullish and bearish, when drawing your resistance, the bullish candle will always be the line where, always be the candle where you start your bullish line drawing. That's your resistance drawing. So that's it for resistance and support. Very simple to draw. Immediately you see two opposite candle. Here is my resistance again. This is my resistance. And this is also my support here. This is my support here. Now, look at this candle, like what I was saying in the beginning of the video. If you see that this white candle, there was a jump below. It was supposed to start at this point, but there was a jump below. Doesn't mean that we are going to draw our line below this white. No, that's wrong. We draw it on the black. So it doesn't matter if this white candle was below, we draw it on the black candle. Then that's how we do it. Now for RBS and SBR, RBS, let's start with this one. This one here is a resistance. When the resistance was broken, it became RBS. Resistance becomes support, where the market came, used it, and went up. So this is an RBS. Whenever a resistance is broken, it turns to RBS. Whenever a support is broken, it turns to SBR. So another RBS was this one. Here was the resistance. Then the market, this candle broke through it, so it became RBS here. The same thing with this one also. This was a resistance. When the market broke through it, it became RBS. Now, we have different kinds of RBS. Now, while I'm taking time to explain this RBS, SBR, and this beginner topic is because there are different types of RBS, different types of SBR, and we trade them differently. You're going to learn that in the advance. So now we are just learning how to identify them and take it very seriously. Let's look for SBR. We've been able to identify RBS. Let's look for SBR. Okay, this is SBR here. This was a support at this point. Then the market broke through it. After breaking, this area now became SBR. Why is it SBR? Because support becomes resistance. In case the market wanted to use here, if this area was in conjunction with our storyline, then it would have used there and come down. So most of these things, they work very well. Some people might be saying that SBR doesn't work, RBS doesn't work, because most times you're trading them when they are opposite of your storyline. Storyline is just like trend. We'll go, storyline is a topic on its own. So again, let's look for another SBR. And that SBR is this one here. This was a support, the support broken, and that area became SBR. Yeah, became no. And let's look for that SBR, the final one, before we go into the next topic. Okay, this was a support. This was a support here. Market broke it, it became SBR. Support becomes resistance. The market came into it, rejected it, and came down. This was the real rejection. So this other market rejected from this other SBR here. This one is SBR. So that was the rejection. That was the rejection there. So that's it for SBR and RBS. If you know you don't still understand the SBR and RBS, just send me a message now on the chat area so I can explain again. If you know any of as I'm proceeding and you're not understanding any of the things that I'm saying, drop them immediately so I can go through them again because we just be moving in a fast pace. Now, the one of the strongest key level is QM. Okay, you just join. Yeah, when I'm done, you can watch the video. Each of the class is always going to be 40 minutes. I'm not going to make it long. So when you come back to watch it, you'll be seeing it like stress watching a 2 hour or 1 hour video. Now, the next thing is QM. QM is also left shoulder. Some people call it left shoulder. So what's QM? Quasimodo, but I'm not going to write all that. I'll just write QM there. We have different types of QM and we trade all of them differently. Like the one I used in picking trade, that was last night, USD JPY, that was a QM. We call that QM. Okay, it was a combination of two kinds of QM. We have the Apex QM, we have the FT QM. So why I was so confident in that play because I had two powerful QM at the same zone, Apex QM and FT QM, and that was why I was very confident in that trade, the one I posted on my status. Okay, when asking question, please don't ask question above the topic we are talking about. Your question should always revolve around the topic that I'm treating at the moment. The one you said, is there any particular, we've not gone into that yet. So we are learning about RBS, SBR. So let's just learn on how to identify them. So this is also called, QM is also called left shoulder. Left shoulder. So now, if you this is a simple logic because sometimes you see them on charts. When we start going deeper into this chart, you might be seeing them and get confused. So the rules I use is this. I always say this: support broken, just support broken becomes SBR. You get resistance broken becomes RBS, and a broken or failed RBS SBR becomes QM, and a failed SBR becomes QM. This is simple logic. With this now, you can identify them because there sometimes you go into your second, you have what we call first time frame, second time frame, and third time frame marking. When you go to this time frame, you see that you might be confused, but when you use this logic, it will be very easy. So how can we identify QM on the chart? QM is we have this resistance, this resistance. And the market did what? Broke through the resistance. After breaking through the resistance becomes RBS. The resistance becomes RBS, that resistance becomes support because we expect the price to come and this place to hold it. Now, if the price comes back and break through it again, now this place is a failed RBS, which is now a QM. Now, what happens? The market uses here and drops. That's for um that. Then the other one where we have support, we expect this place to hold the price, but the market came, broke through it, and after breaking, this area was expected to act as SBR. The market came, broke through it. After breaking through it, then automatically it becomes QM. Then the next in the market will use it and go. Now, a little secret, support, resistance, and QM are very powerful. They are one of the most powerful key level when trading Malaysian SNR. So now we'll see how QM looks on the chart. There are four types of QM, which we are going to learn that. QM has more than four, but we're going to learn the major ones, which is very important. Now for the QM, let's look for it. Let me go to daily time frame. I'm using gold to teach this because the strategy was found on gold, was invented on gold. So we can use this. So this is a QM. This area here is a QM. Because this was a support, the market broke through it. It became SBR. Support becomes resistance and market broke through it again. So you can, if you say you're waiting for market to come back to this place, yeah, you're right, because this is what a QM. And if you look, you see there's a hidden QM again, where this area is another hidden QM here. This was a support. The market broke through it the first time. After breaking through it, it became SBR resistance, and market broke through it again. It became what? It became a QM. And if you say that you're waiting for the market to come back here, you are also right. That's correct. That's a QM. For now, you're not thinking on how to the areas, the most important areas to picture it. You are trying to learn how to mark our QM. Sometimes, no matter how small the QM is, that QM is very important. This was also a QM. This one here was also a QM. You see here, we have this black and we have this white. This is where this candle ended, and this white one was supposed to open below here. You see that jump, that gap the market gave? You're not going to be confused because we know already that this is a support. This was a support here. Despite this candle opened here. Remember, the black closed here. The white, the bullish candle was supposed to open on this same spot, but there was a jump there. We still know that here is our support. So this kind of stuff used to confuse some traders. That is why they moved down to another time frame to check if this was a valid support. But when you know these markings, you won't be surprised when you see that kind of move. Now, at first, after breaking, it became SBR, then break again. That was a QM. In case the market came to this point, would have been a perfect area to buy. So let's look for QM. We've been seeing bullish QM. Let's look for bearish QM. Let's look for bearish QM. This one also here was a bearish QM. We had this support broken, became SBR, broke again here. It became a QM. Support broke through again, but it didn't really use it, just came down. I guess that did not match up with our storyline. So now let's look for a bearish QM. We've seen bullish QM. Let's look for bearish QM. A bullish QM will look something like this. At the right hand side. So let's see if you're going to see. I think there was a lot of bullish QM. Okay, we've seen bullish QM. Okay, we've seen the first example was a bullish QM here. Okay, this one was a bearish QM. Okay, we've done something on a bullish QM. So the simple logic to solve the problem is a failed SBR becomes QM. A failed RBS becomes QM. That's just the simple logic there. So we've covered for QM. And finally, the final one we're going to cover today, because within the 1 month, remember the class is in 1 month. So within this 1 month, you should be able to finish everything. Then this in 1 month to go into mentorship where we'll be trading together within everything within 30 days. So it's still possible for me to be dragging this class. So it will be like 2 months, but I can't be wasting your time doing all that. To be evil to do that, just to make it look as if we are really stressing our brain. Meanwhile, it's something we're supposed to have finished within 3 weeks. Now, this is another QM here. This was a resistance. The market broke through it, became RBS, broke through it again, it became QM. The market came, respected it. So the next thing on our chart is OCL. OCL, very good OCL. If you watch my video on TikTok, you see that I explained OCL the other time. OCL is most people don't use OCL, but OCL is very good to use when you know how to use. OCL is very good when you know how to combine it with other key level. So if you have candle of same color or candle of same trend, let me just use same color. If you have candle of same color like this, candle of same color, this one and this one, the close of the candle, the close of the second candle, this is the first and this is second, the close of the first candle is going to be our QM. Here is going to be our QM. I say QM. Here is going to be our key level, our OCL. Our OCL is this place here. So if I have another additional candle, red candle, like this, then we have a new OCL, which is this one, as long as this other candle here is not the current forming candle. Then on a bullish candle, if you have two candles, we have another two candle. We still hold on that class tomorrow. Remember, I said you want to hold class 2 times a week. So I want to use today, tomorrow, and finish it so I can have other students that are above you guys. So now we have these two candles here. The close is this candle here. You have this one that is a close. We have another candle again. If you have another candle again, open here. OCL is simply candles of the same color. You will have another OCL here. So let's go to chart and see. If I want to use OCL to trade this current market, this is the current price action on gold. This is the current candle. Since this one is not the current forming candle, I can use this OCL. This is a valid OCL, and this very OCL here is called one lap OCL. I know I've not talked about it, but we're going to learn one lap OCL. You're going to learn that when we're going to the advanced part of the OCL side. Now that's one lap OCL. This is also another OCL here. These two OCL are important. Market can also use here, can also move here, move because they are all valid OCLs. Now again, we have another kind of OCL, which is this OCL here. We have this one, OCL, because we have two candles of same color. We have this one and this one, we mark it. This one and this one, we mark here. That's the OCL here. Then again, we have this market uses OCL and left. For bearish, when we have candles of same color, which is bearish candles, this is this one and this one, we mark our OCL at this level. This one, we can mark here because this one there is a candle of different colors. This one and this one, we can use here as our OCL. The same thing, this candle, we mark here as our OCL, this level. So that is it for OCL. Remember, all these things you're learning now is very, very important. It's very, 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 very important. So it's just like you're learning different pieces. Then later you put all the pieces together to get the right thing. So that is it for OCL. Let's mark more OCL. This is OCL here. This is OCL here again. Remember, the close of every candle is the OCL. Then finally, the bullish candle marking, we have this OCL. This is an OCL here. This is an OCL here. And this is also an OCL here. For now, if you've learned anything about fresh and unfresh, forget about that for now. We're going to fresh and unfresh the topic on its own. So that is it for OCL. Now, I want the class, the question and answer should be in another video. So in case when you always come to watch the video, you know that you're just going straight to the class, not just class that will be filled with too much questions and answer. So this is going to be the end of this class and this session. And we've covered support and resistance, SBR, RBS, QM, and OCL. Then in the next class, we'll cover more. So after this very live, after this very class, I'm going to end it in the next 1 minute. So when I end it, I'll send the link again. That link will be for if you have any questions and you want me to answer them, you're going to spend 10 or 15 minutes for questions and answers. So after ending this live now, I'll still drop on that link on the Telegram group. So all your questions, prepare your questions so I can answer them.